Did you guys ever catch that homeless naked guy that was like flashing his junk to the neighbors?
No, I think Ray's still singing about him someplace. So, you're looking for the best 5 beginner bourbons. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Even though, well, a couple of them aren't bourbons. But, so that leads to this discussion. If you're new to liquor in general, you're not used to a high proof spirit, this is what we're going to suggest. It's not technically a bourbon, but it's what I got started on. It's got kind of what reintroduced you to bourbons, right?
Yep.
For being out of it for a few years. That is Evan Williams Honey. Technically not a bourbon. It is a Kentucky straight whiskey blended with honey liqueur, and it comes in at 70 proof. So it's under the legal limit of 80 proof.
A whole 35 ABV.
But it is uber sweet.
Very sweet.
Very sweet.
Helps lead you into the bourbon world. Because after this, you go to an 80 proof. You start to acclimate your palate to that slight burn, and then you can help ladder climb your way through the months into the higher proof bourbon. So this is a great place to start.
Throw this over a big ice cube in a rocks glass. Dude, just enjoy yourself. That is going to be like dessert in a glass. It's a great after dinner drink when you're just getting going.
All right, first on the list of bourbons or whiskeys that are great for beginners.
Bourbon-ish.
Bourbon-ish. This is an American whiskey. This is Michter's. It's 83.4 proof. It's flavorful, but it doesn't come equipped with that burn that bourbon and whiskey is mostly associated with. So it's a nice, easy pour. All right, this will help lead you in.
Very sweet. Those round caramel, vanilla notes.
Delicious.
It's so good. So I fell in love with this from the first time I tried it. And I mean, all these years, I've always kept a bottle of this on the shelf because it is just that good. It's
You really have.
phenomenal.
You always have a bottle of Michter's on the shelf.
Next on our list, so this is another one. It's coming in at 86.6 proof. This is Evan Williams single barrel. This is just so good.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
Just like Michter's, it's super smooth.
Classic bourbon flavors of brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, maybe a little bit of cherry in there. What?
Were you talking about Ray Stevens?
Yes, who the hell do you
You
think I was
talking
talking
about
about?
the street? I sat here for a solid 2 or 3 minutes thinking about that joke.
You're so stupid.
Hey, don't be telling people that.
Anyway, all right, back to the Evan Williams. Evan Williams single barrel. It's great. It's accessible, and you usually pick this up under $30 for a bottle of it. So it's really, really very good. Love this stuff.
Oh my gosh! Next up is one of the favorites of this household, Old Forester 1910. It comes in at 93 proof.
Heavy caramel.
Yeah.
I mean, heavy caramel, vanilla notes in it. This is a true bourbon that is like dessert in a glass.
Yeah.
Once you start to acclimate your palate a little bit, absolutely phenomenal. Never, everybody I've ever given this to absolutely loves it. Even if they're new to bourbon, newer to bourbon, they just love it. This is a great party pour.
We're speaking from experience too. I've taken this to parties. You've given this to people. Every single person loves it because it's just packed full of flavor.
If you've just kind of gotten into whiskey, if you're a Jack Daniel's guy, you're a Jim Beam White Label guy, and you're wanting to expand, these are some great ones to start expanding your palate. All right, this is actually relatively new to us. We were recommended this by one of our viewers a while back. We have fallen in love with it. Woodford Reserve Wheated. This comes in at 90.4 proof. It is their wheated mash bill. So what that means is basically taking the rye out of the mash bill, put wheat in instead. It rounds out all the harsh spicy notes that are there, which Woodford Reserve doesn't have very many of those in the first place. But this is just so good, very sweet. It's got a more complex flavor than some of the others that we've recommended. If you've tried a couple of the other ones and you're wanting to start to up it just a little bit, you're not wanting to burn, you don't want that burn, but you want to start to up it, get into a little bit more complex flavors, this is going to be a phenomenal one. I mean, and even to me, this is a great one to go to. Even if you're an experienced bourbon drinker, no one's going to be offended by a pour of this. This is great.
Final bottle on the list, Makers 46. That's what I was drinking before you poured me some FA. Guys, this has that classic Makers taste, and this was like part of the Stave project. Very smooth, very tasty. Beautiful bottle, not too expensive. I mean, what more can you ask?
Exactly. I mean, it's readily available. You're going to be picking it up for typically well under $40 a bottle of that. And they're getting another wheated mash bill, which when you're new to bourbon, you might want to kind of explore those wheated mash bills because it's
sweeter.
typically a little bit sweeter. Yeah.
Keep in mind too, this bottle will not most likely look like this when you go into the store because they've changed the bottle. They've changed it to that more bulbous form at the bottom. It's got the paper label that says 46 on it. They might still have this bottle. Go ahead and pick it up. But if not, when you see that different bottle, it's still what we're talking.
If you enjoyed this list, you're going to love this next one. What's the right way to drink bourbon? Check that out right here.